Hello friends, I am Welshie, and welcome to Theory Pop. We're entering the final stretch as we wait for the 5th season of She-Ra and the Princesses of Power to appear on Netflix, and with the show's end in sight, a new trailer has dropped. In today's video, I'm going to examine how She-Ra will return in Season 5. As always, beware of spoilers ahead. Teasing what's to come in Season 5, the trailer shows Etheria in dire straits as Horde Prime begins his invasion. The Emperor's forces are deployed to the planet, and the scale of the conflict on the planet's surface is even visible from space. If Etheria ever needed She-Ra, it's now. But She-Ra is gone. As we saw at the climax of Season 4, Adora was forced to shatter the Sword of Protection. Lighthope, in accordance with her First One's programming, forcibly used She-Ra to teleport Etheria out of the dimension of Despondos and back into the universe proper. Lighthope then intended to unleash the power of the weapon known as the Heart of Etheria upon the universe, using She-Ra to trigger the destructive force. On the verge of activating the Heart, Adora defied the First One's intentions and Lighthope's manipulation and destroyed the blade. With the sword damaged, Adora loses her powered up form, and She-Ra is apparently no more. Left with a broken sword and Horde Prime's fleet in orbit above the planet, Adora will face her greatest challenge yet: how to protect Etheria without She-Ra. At least, that's how the season will start. Adora will be in a very vulnerable place. She will be left questioning whether she made the right decision in destroying the sword and losing the ability to become She-Ra, especially now that Glimmer is captive at Horde Prime's ship and Etheria faces an invading armada. The other princesses still have their powers, but without She-Ra, the rebellion is fighting a losing battle. They had struggled for years to hold off Hordak's army on Etheria, until Adora took up the mantle of She-Ra, and now they face an even larger, more powerful enemy. Things look pretty desperate. But the defender of Etheria will make a return. The elemental princesses all draw their power from their connections to their runestones. Mimista, connected to the Pearl, can control water via hydrokinesis. Perfumer's connection with the Heart Blossom allows her to control plants. Each of these princesses can access and harness the power of the runestones. She-Ra also has a runestone of her own. Adora can use the portable runestone embedded in the Sword of Protection to gain the power of She-Ra. However, She-Ra's runestone has a key difference to the others: First One's tech. The Sword of Protection is a unique piece of First One's technology that was successfully combined with the magic of Etheria. While the runestone is Etherian, the hilt and blade were made by the First Ones, designed to contain the runestone and exert control over She-Ra. This is exactly what we see when Adora, as She-Ra, is forced by Lighthope to teleport Etheria out of Despondos, and comes close to activating the Heart of Etheria before she manages to break the sword. Adora believes that without the sword, she cannot become She-Ra, but there is evidence to suggest that, even without the Sword of Protection, She-Ra can still exist. Back in Season 4, in the episode Hero, we learn more about Adora's predecessor, Mara, the She-Ra that transported Etheria to Despondos. In this episode, we see how Madame Raz met and became friends with Mara and helped shape her role as She-Ra. While Mara believes that it was the First Ones that chose her to be the She-Ra of Etheria, Raz reveals that it was the planet itself that chose her. Raz also explains that She-Ra is not a creation of the First Ones.
But my people chose me to be She-Ra. I need the sword to control She-Ra's magic. That's what my superiors always told me.
Ha! She-Ra was here long before your people arrived. You cannot control magic. Magic simply is.
Even before the First Ones arrived on Etheria, She-Ra existed as the world's defender and protector. The sword was a later addition by the First Ones, used to control She-Ra, and was a fundamental part of the Heart of Etheria project. By using the sword, and thus She-Ra, to channel the power of the elemental runestones, the First Ones could charge an immeasurably powerful superweapon that they had created within the planet. Adora broke the sword, removing the First One's control over her while losing the ability to become She-Ra. However, even without the sword, Adora will find a way to harness the power of She-Ra again. The runestone, embedded within the hilt, is still intact. In the first episode of Season 3, Shadow Weaver explains to Adora that she can channel the magic of Etheria through the sword and into herself.
You are a princess, so you have a rune stone. Yours dwells there within your sword. With it, you channeled the elemental magic of Etheria. Let it flow through the sword and into you.
The sword may have made it easier for Adora to channel the elemental magic of Etheria, but I think she will find a way to harness that energy without it. She still has the runestone, so will still have access to that power, but will need to learn how to harness it without the First One's tech in the sword to aid or control her. So we've got a way for She-Ra to return, but why would she return? Adora has struggled against the destiny that had been decided for her before. Though she has willingly become She-Ra in order to defend Etheria and protect her friends, the idea that her choices are not her own and she was forced into this role has been difficult for her to move past. Adora is not native to Etheria, having been torn from her home and her family as an infant by Lighthope, brought to the planet by Portal. Lighthope insisted it was her destiny to become She-Ra, balance the planet, and activate the heart of Etheria. Adora's exertion of her free will and struggle against a predetermined fate led to her destroying the sword, deactivating Lighthope, and severing her connection to the First Ones and She-Ra. Adora is free of this role that others defined for her in the past. But Etheria is in danger. Glimmer is held prisoner on Horde Prime's ship. Adora will be determined to rescue her friend and protect the world she now calls home. This may drive her to try and recover the power of She-Ra, but it is not because it is her destiny. This time, it is her own choice. Adora will be the one to define herself and determine her own destiny and forge a new connection with her runestone. This new version of She-Ra, one free of the influence of the First Ones, will be stronger than before, having unfettered access to the magic of Etheria. And this will also remove one of She-Ra's greatest vulnerabilities, corruption. We have seen several times how certain First One's artifacts can interact with the Sword of Protection, overriding Adora's personality and actions and driving She-Ra into a crazed rage state. This appears to occur when a corrupting piece of technology comes into contact with the runestone contained in the sword. It spreads throughout the sword and expands to cover the hilt and blade of the weapon and into the wielder. But it is only when the corruption has infused the sword itself that the full corruption appears to take hold. It may be that the corrupting influence interferes with the sword, disrupting the control the First Ones have over She-Ra. Without the technology interfacing with the runestone, this degradation of She-Ra would either be lessened or not occur at all. Season 5 has everything to play for, with Etheria being invaded, the Princess Alliance in disarray, and allies in captivity. Adora will need the strength of She-Ra more than ever, but it will be her inner strength and determination that will allow her to regain that power and protect those she loves from the malevolence of Horde Prime. But what do you folks think? Will Adora become a new version of She-Ra and save Etheria? What are you hoping to see in this climactic season of the show? Let me know in the comments below, and subscribe and tap the bell to be notified when new videos go live. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.